Hello again, and welcome to another installment of our online Children's Moment. My name is Pierce Fetters, and I head up the Family Ministries here at the Chicago Temple, and it's so good to have you with me for another of our Children's Moments. Now, this week we're going to be looking at a passage from Psalm 130, verses 5 to 6. And here's what it says. With all my heart, I wait for the Lord to help me. I put my hope in His word. I wait for the Lord to help me. I want His help more than night watchmen want the morning to come. I'll say it again. I want His help more than night watchmen want the morning to come. Now, how are we all feeling today? This week was an exciting week because this week marked the beginning of spring. And while some of the cold temperatures made it not quite feel like spring, we know that spring is around the corner. And I know for you all, spring break is around the corner, and that's always an exciting time when you're in school. But today I wanted us to think about something a little different. Are you patient? Are you patient? Now, if I'm honest, patience isn't always my strongest thing. Sometimes I can get very impatient when I'm driving a car, or when I'm waiting for the train, or when I'm waiting for maybe something to download or something to happen, right? It's hard to be patient because currently in this day and age, it's really easy to get stuff really quickly, right? With Amazon, we can order something and it comes usually within a day or two. That's really fast. When I was growing up, if we went to watch a video on YouTube, it used to take a minute to load. Now we can just watch stuff instantly. And it's really great. It's really convenient and it's really nice, but it can make patience hard. And so I wanted us to think about something. Have you ever planted a seed in the ground? Have any of you ever done any gardening? Now, for those of you that have, is it something that happens really quickly? Do you plant the seed and then instantly see the plant start to grow? That's usually not the way it works, right? Because if you've planted a seed, you know that an important part of growing vegetables or herbs or fruits is waiting patiently for the seed to grow. You put that small dry seedling in the soil, you water it, and then you wait. And there's some stuff you have to do along the way, right? You have to keep caring for it. If you planted it outside, you have to take away the weeds, right? So they don't sort of smother the new plant. You have to water them, maybe feed it some fertilizer. But even when you do all that, it still seems sometimes like a long time before you see anything happening. Each day you water and wait, but you might not see anything sprouting for a while. But then finally one day you'll walk outside, or if you've got it inside, you'll see a tiny green plant peeking out from the soil. Whenever I've planted stuff, that's always the most exciting day, when you can first see that little sprout starting to shoot up from the ground. Well, that's kind of like us on earth, right? People who believe in God, we are waiting for God's promises. We're waiting for a day when there's no more sickness, when there's no more pain, when there's no more hurt, right? Where hungry people are fed, when enemies stop fighting and peace reigns, we are waiting for that day. But sometimes it can be very difficult to wait, as people we know get sick, as people we love get hurt, as countries are torn apart by war. But while we wait, just like waiting for a seed, we don't just put the seed in dry ground and expect it to grow, right? We have to do something along the way. We have to water it. We have to weed it. We have to fertilize it. So what can we do as Christians while we wait to see this world become more like God intended it to be? Well, what we can know is, one, God is working in this world, and two, God is working through us in this world. We're still sometimes maybe on God's timeline and can't quite see the rewards yet, but we know that God has called us to act and has called us to live in very specific ways. And so we need to find ways where we are, in a sense, watering the soil and preparing it for God to do the good work. And we've talked about this a lot in Sunday school and in these messages. But again, I just want to re-emphasize, what are the things we're doing to make this world a better place? To make this world more like God intends it to be. And Lent is a great opportunity. We've talked about how we can pray and how we can ask God to intervene. We've talked about the ways that we can help and the ways that we can show compassion and care. And so I want to make sure that we are all doing this in our day-to-day lives. So I want you to think about this week, right? You've got a week before spring break. Think about the ways that you can help others, whether it's at school or whether it's at home. When you see maybe things you don't like or things that are a little bit rotten or bad in this world, what can you do to make this world a better place? It won't happen instantly. It takes a little bit of patience. But if we're patient and are diligent in doing this work, God will do amazing things. And that's why we continue to do this work, because God has promised great things, but we can help things along the way. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I hope to see many of you at Sunday school. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.